Previously on Road to Loretta's.
All the fast riders are there. Everybody's over there. Like if you say you want Loretta's, it's something really important. So I just want to be one of those guys that can say that.
I want to race, I want to win, this is my job. I wake up every day striving to be better and just work harder.
It's about putting the whole bigger picture together and knowing that every single day you're pushing yourself to the limit, but you're not pushing yourself over it.
I learned last year that a lot of things could happen, and it's way better to be safe than sorry at a regional area.
Everybody who's done anything in Supercross, myself, Ricky Carmichael, Jerry McGrath, all these guys came up through Loretta's.
It's the biggest, the best, most pristine amateur national in the world.
If you want to get on the radar of amateur motocross, this is the place to be. This is the proving grounds, because if you win here, you beat everyone. And I think that's what makes this the crucible of amateur motocross. It does not get any more competitive than Loretta Lynn's.
Rural America still has a place in amateur motocross. In the beginning, a bike, helmet, and some open space is all it took to get your start. Zach Fulkerson's journey started nearly as simply, a kid who loved riding his dirt bike. But now, after years of watching from the sidelines, he begins to learn what it takes to make it to the biggest amateur motocross event on earth.
We stumbled into motocross, actually did stumble into motocross. I think there's an internal wiring with boys to be on dirt bikes, and he certainly has it.
With his natural passion, his family embraced the sport as a chance to spend time together.
What got him the bug was us going to see our very first race at Loretta Lynn's, which is just down the road from us, about 65 miles.
It was a very ordinary start to an extraordinary quest. Struck by the tangible energy of Loretta Lynn's, they started turning dreams into goals.
Their eyes were just as big as the globe itself when they saw 40 kids lining up at the gate.
But watching from the sidelines can only satisfy for so long.
I've been going to watch Loretta's as a fan since I was about 5 years old, and that was before I even started racing motocross.
Like most racers, he gained experience in the local ranks.
You know, I think it really struck Zach. It probably just hit him in the heart. You know, he just had an urge, a desire to get on a dirt bike, to race, to be really competitive, and to win races.
Zach hopes to qualify for Loretta's for his first time this year.
It's what I've always wanted to do. It's what every top motocross rider wants to do. And it's just, it would mean the world to me.
While some of his competition spends their season at private training facilities, Zach lives a double life, that of a high school student and an aspiring amateur athlete. His love for racing keeps his mind off of the disadvantages.
Loretta's, there's just something really special about that place, that when you see what those kids do in the heat, in the summer, on the roughest track you can imagine, at the highest level, I think that really got to Zach's heart. And he just has had a desire to be one of those kids.
His desire translates into long days and hours of training.
I think at Loretta's, it's going to be grueling, it's going to be hard, but it's really what I want to do. I want to go out there and show what I've got, give it everything.
Zach's personal challenge is amplified by limited resources. Supported by his family, his job is to be the best he can on race day.
The rest of the family, with my job, my wife's job, and school and our kids, well, we're pretty limited financially of not being able just to travel around the country.
At the top level, even equipment can mean winning or losing.
I think I'm at a disadvantage from some of the other factory mini riders just because they get to go out and ride every day, train every day. They got the best bikes and everything, and we're dealing with what we got, just trying to get by. It's just when you get on the gate, you got to go, no matter what you have, just against those guys.
Pay attention right and left, okay? You can start squeezing over early. Let's start squeezing over some early, okay?
The first step to making the cut is through area qualifiers. As they progress, the competition only gets stiffer.
At this level, you know, one of the focuses for Zach is just to be mentally strong. You know, right out of the start, right out of the gate, we just talked about kind of expect the unexpected. Just let Bennett go, gap him. Let's go.
My goal is to get past this, get to the regional, and just kind of place myself here, just kind of get where I need to be.
With only one shot to make it, the stakes are high.
At regionals, I'm expecting a good finish, a qualifying finish most of all, just to get me there, not looking for so much as a win as just something to show that I'm ready for Loretta's.
While Zach finds success at his area, former Loretta Lynn's champion Alexander Fry goes through the same qualifying process.
I describe myself as an outgoing person, pretty short for a 15-year-old. Most guys are a lot taller than me.
He's competitive, and we're competitive. We want to win, and he's always been that way.
The two-time champion fell upon hard luck in 2010 and 2011. With each weekend bringing steady improvement, their only goal is to go to Loretta Lynn's and win.
Right now, in Alex's mind, and also in mine, if we don't win Loretta's, we feel bad because every time we go out, we want to win.
The Frys teach their children about perseverance, a value they live by every day.
Why we do it, I think it's in us as a family, our core value of never giving up, a challenge.
At their home in Huntingtown, Maryland, Alex's parents reflect on what their family has endured over the past 2 years.
It was like getting kicked in the chest, I guess. Like all of a sudden, your whole life just changes in that instant when you hear that.
Shortly after his championship win in 2009, Alex discovered that his father had cancer.
The amazing thing is that Dan he just never missed a beat. It was like, I've got cancer, but I want to ensure that my son is still able to race. I want to ensure that my daughter doesn't know anything different every day. So every day, he got up, he did what he was doing before. It was tough.
Motocross, like any competitive sport, is measured by results. The never say die attitude fueled the Frys through good times and bad. The fight to push and to persevere is the very same that carried them to Loretta Lynn's championships in 2007 and 2009.
She told me, she said, listen, I want you to do me a favor. And I said, yeah, what is it? And she said, I want you to go in and wake up Alex and tell him you quit, you gave up. And I couldn't do it. How could I eat the words that I've been telling my son, who won 2 national titles when we trained all during the summer, that he better not quit or he better not give up. And now I was faced with that same talking that I told him. Now, do I really believe it myself? And so the next day I went in and got my chemo.
The 9/11 champion is Alexander Fry.
With his career on the mend and his father back on his feet, Alex pushes harder than ever. Every rep, every mile, and every lap could mean the difference between winning and losing.
I do not feel that I've gotten back to where I left off. I feel that I'm on the brink, but I'm not there yet. I definitely have a lot of work ahead of me.
He's willing to do what he don't like to do to get where he need to be. By doing this, it's going to put him at that level he need to be able to perform with champions. Don't you give up on me! Come on!
With the clock racing against him, Alex will stop at nothing to get back on the top of the podium.
Once you get a taste of victory going to Loretta's, really you go there every year and you feel like, yeah, it's time to win again, and that's what I want to do every time.
Victory comes with a price. What they lack in resources, they invest in hard work. They've done it before. Now they work to recreate the formula.
It is very hard to compete at a factory level without support. And so in order for him to reach his goals, then the performance is going to be critical.
The pain his father endured to get him to where he is powers Alexander to the core. Failure is not an option.
It gets hard sometimes, but I feel like if I go through that pain and that struggle, it'll end up paying off in the end, and when it does pay off, that's the greatest feeling ever.
Next week on Road to Loretta's, the stakes are raised yet again as the first wave of regional qualifiers get underway. Brian Burns continues to push the limits of his ability and risk going over the edge. Even a slight mistake at this level can mean disastrous consequences. And in Texas, Ben Martin plays a balancing act between getting in and showing all of his cards too early.
You know, my dad always tells me when I go up to the line for the regional, just to get that top 8 or whatever you need to be to transfer Loretta's. But when you go to the line, you want to win no matter what. So, you know, I mean, if I get the whole shot, I'm going for the win.